How's it going? Welcome back to a very special video. I'm so excited to be talking about this today because it's another day and it's another day in which I can talk about Fallout. Now, you probably noticed that I've made quite a lot of Fallout content on my channel, and usually I like to, discuss a wide range of different games and topics, ranging from RPGs, FPS, multiplayer games, all kinds of stuff. And for the games I love, I like to do a deep dive analysis and kind of philosophical look at the themes. I did one on Fallout. But the reason why I've done so much Fallout content is because I absolutely love this series. And I'm just so glad that, this year with the Fallout TV show, so many other people are getting involved in the lore, in the community of Fallout. And, not that I'm a big fan of 76, but if you like it, that's fine. But even people getting involved in Fallout 76 and seeing that community, it's just very heartwarming because for so long, Fallout has needed that recognition, that attention that it always deserved from the mainstream.
Okie dokie.
The TV show cemented Fallout as a proper franchise. And it's just very nice to see that we get something nuanced and intelligent compared to something like modern day Marvel. Did you know, little Timmy? One thing I absolutely love about the Fallout games, and this goes back to Bethesda, okay? I'm not a Bethesda hater. I do think they are a little bit outdated, but I'm not, here constantly, berating them and pretending, to be fair, but actually just always negative and critical around their games like some YouTubers are. Like Luke Stevens, for example. Or you get the other side of content creators like Mr. Maddie, who absolutely love Bethesda. They can't really do any wrong. I kind of stand somewhere in the middle. I do like Bethesda games, but I can see there's plenty of problems with the Bethesda format.
She was the kind of woman that made you want to drop to your knees, and thank God you were a man. Yeah. She reminded me of my mother, all right, no doubt about it.
Frank, snap out of it. You're looking at her like she was your mother, for Christ's sake.
But there's a simple reason why I love Bethesda games, and especially, Fallout games, Fallout Bethesda games, is because the potential of modding them. Modding Fallout is just amazing. It's such a good time. I've got a completely modded Fallout 3, I've got a completely modded Fallout New Vegas, which I've talked about in other videos, and I update them every year to give you the best possible mods because I think that's super cool. It's like painting. It's kind of a creative expression, and I'm glad, mods on Starfield, for example, are now becoming a thing, and creators can maybe actually get paid for it. I'm not so happy about Bethesda charging for mods, of course, that's pretty terrible, which I talked about in my Starfield mod video, but I do like the idea of mods, and I wish more games had that potential, that, you have like something like Cyberpunk, but it doesn't have the same modding potential as something like Bethesda games, and I really hope we get to see that more in the future, especially as AI progresses and all that kind of stuff. It's going to be very interesting because no game you can mod as much as a Bethesda game, and I just love modding the Fallout game series. They are just so fun to mess around with, and you can really create your own canvas. You can really create your own work of art. And, people are remaking games like Skyblivion, and it's just a great creative outlet for me, and especially for people who are absolute diehard fans of these games. So today I'm going to be taking a look at Fallout 4 mods in 2024.
Okie dokie.
The best Fallout 4 mods in 2024, the most immersive Fallout 4 mods. I've seen people do this with Fallout New Vegas and the other Fallout games, but not with Fallout 4, which is quite strange. So I've scoured the modding community for the best and most immersive Fallout 4 mods, and not just that, how to make Fallout 4 into classic Fallout, turning Fallout 4 into Fallout 1, with these overhaul mods, Fallout 4 graphic mods in 2024, all of that stuff we're going to be taking a look at today. So if you're a fan of Fallout and you want to get into the most modern Fallout, which is Fallout 4, but you're kind of looking for that old aesthetic and better gameplay tweaks, then this is what I'm going to cover today in this video.
Okie dokie.
I've recently transitioned into full-time YouTube, which is a pretty crazy big risk to take, especially with a channel my size, but I just love it so much and I'm trying to dedicate as much content as possible and give you the best possible quality. But I can't do this without your help, so if you do enjoy this video, consider dropping a small donation so I can keep doing this type of content. That would mean so much to me. And if you are new, do consider subscribing. It takes only 2 seconds of your time, so not that much. And you can join this fantastic growing community. If you like OG YouTube, just me and you, the audience and the creator, you know, having that back and forth. I love communicating with you guys. Not anything super high production, no retention, TikTok zoomer, brain rot on this channel, okay? If you like gaming analysis and philosophical videos, you're in the right place. Fallout 4 I've talked about before and I've given my review and thoughts on it. I might at some point do like a full critical like breakdown of it, but honestly it's not the best Fallout game personally for me, but it is a good game. And if you look at it differently and you play it differently and you play it on survival, that's where you can get the most fun out of Fallout 4, I believe. And I found the best mods to make it the most immersive survival Fallout themed adventure, to make it the best and most fun, and also giving it that classic Fallout overhaul. Turning Fallout 4 into something similar to Fallout 1 or Fallout 2, to me it makes it a lot more immersive and fun because the identity was there, just the gameplay mechanics and the choice and the RPG consequences were lacking, and I'm glad that Starfield kind of rectified that, and I hope if they do make another Fallout game, Fallout 5, then they will rectify it and continue, you know, going back to the roots, and maybe we'll see that with the Fallout remaster. I'm just glad that we finally got Fallout back on track and people can appreciate, you know, this series and the depth of this series, you know, having all of these different ideologies, philosophies, and different, you know, ways of thinking in a fictional series, and especially one that you can interact with, like a video game, not just a movie or a book. It's very rare to happen, and that's why I love Fallout. If you want to see my full philosophical breakdown of Fallout, I'll leave it linked here, and I'll leave it at the end of the video, so you can go and watch that. I highly recommend it. I worked super hard on it, and it means a lot to me, because Fallout really makes you question who you are and the essence of darkness and Hegel's dialectics, all of this kind of stuff, which I absolutely find fascinating. And I hope you take a deep dive look into Fallout. But if you just want a fun shooty time, you can do that with Fallout 4, because that's what this game is all about, and it does it very well. So let's make it the best that we can. So the first overhaul mod, turning Fallout 4 into classic Fallout, this is what I recommend. This is such a cool mod, and it's very underrated. Not many people are talking about it whatsoever, and that's sadly because it's only on, I believe, Xbox at the moment. I don't believe it is actually for PC. I'm playing on Xbox, but I have also modded Fallout 4 in the past. But this mod is absolutely breathtaking because Fallout 4 was way too colorful for me. It had way too much life. It didn't really feel like Fallout. It's supposed to be, you know, an apocalyptic world where everything is completely desolate. You know, the nukes have dropped a long time ago, and yes, civilization is rebuilding, but it's supposed to be bleak, it's supposed to be oppressive, and it's supposed to be very dark in tone, and Fallout 4 missed that, if you ask me. But this mod completely changes the look and feel, the textures, and the lighting. It just overhauls absolutely everything, and I would definitely recommend that you get darker roads with this mod. They just complement each other so well, and it truly feels like you're stepping back into the golden age of Fallout. And you know, it reminds me of New Vegas, it reminds me of Fallout 1 and 2, and then you can truly get immersed in the gameplay of Fallout 4. Like I said, it's best to be played as a survival experience, not so much as an RPG, a looter, shooter survival experience. That's what I would class Fallout 4 as. But I know a lot of people like that gameplay, and that was their first Fallout, but I do recommend you play the others. But if you just want to focus on one, and Fallout 4 is the newest, then, you know, why not get the best of both worlds? That's my argument anyway, but of course enjoy what you want. But these are my best Fallout 4 mods, the ones I enjoy the most. And yeah, this is a complete conversion overhaul. But perhaps you're not modding on Xbox and you're using PC, which is fair enough. So you can get something like Calamity Weathers, okay? And this is probably, you know, the next best thing to make it feel like OG Fallout. But of course, now there are so many different ENBs and reshades available. Fallout 4 has been out for a long time, and it's the most heavily modded Bethesda game next to Skyrim. So of course, choose whatever you want. You don't need to go for the bleak, oppressive one, but I'm just highlighting the best ones that I like, that I'm showcasing here today, the best Fallout 4 mods in 2024, to make it feel truly immersive and hardcore. Because I feel like that makes the game so much more fun, because otherwise it can feel very casual and not much consequences to just roaming about. But this truly makes it feel deadly, and if you change the gameplay to make it more deadly with combat overhauls and stuff, and better AI, then this can truly feel like a next-gen Fallout experience. And then you can pair it with a mod like classic Fallout atmosphere. This is a little bit more of the Fallout 3 atmosphere, but again, it does, a similar job. So you can kind of mix and match. Like I said, it's just way too vibrant, the original one, and this just makes it much more in the same vein as Fallout 3. But if you want the classic OG Fallout experience, like I said, Calamity Weathers or the complete overhaul mod, I would recommend. Oh yes, the dialogue tree in Fallout 4. Not exactly the best. That was something I really appreciated Bethesda did, and I'm not a Bethesda fanboy, okay? I can see that, their technology is outdated, but their love and their passion for creating, immersive open world games where the player has complete agency, not many people are doing that. Even great open world games like CD Projekt Red, like The Witcher or Cyberpunk, they are great open world games, don't get me wrong, but they don't give you the agency like Bethesda does. It doesn't give you the freedom, and I think that's what makes their game so special. I do think that actually they did a very good job with Starfield, bringing back proper dialogue, proper choice and consequences. Fallout 4 was lacking because it was trying to do this voiced protagonist, which just doesn't work. But luckily with this mod, like I said, you can see the full dialogue now, and that just makes this so much more better because you can actually see what your character is saying. Otherwise you just don't know what you're going to say, and it's very unimmersive. So this is another mod, classic speech checks. This is something that was missing, and basically it just adds the chance for your, actual RPG choices to matter a little bit more. It doesn't really change the whole game. It just adds more consequence to your choices, return to classic failure or success speech checks. So I think that just adds a little bit more choice and consequence to your actions, which I like. So that's a good mod. I would recommend the classic ambient music, the classic soundtrack for this game. And as someone who is working on a soundtrack for a game right now, I have to say this just inspires me a lot, because the other games, they do a good job with tone and making it feel oppressive and this kind of disconnected society. But the first one is so bleak and horrifying. It reminds me of the score from like Apocalypse Now or something. Now, if you're trying to make Fallout 4 into a more immersive experience and a much more difficult experience, you can just get simple damage overhauls and stuff like that, realistic damage, all that kind of stuff. I'm not going to go through absolutely every single mod, otherwise we'll be here all day. But if you're looking for a good overhaul pack, so you don't need to install tons of mods separately, then I would recommend Immersive Fallout, okay? So basically this, changes movement to the enemies, like how fast and slow they move and stuff like that. It overhauls the power armor, the NPCs, the creatures. They're going to be a lot more deadlier. Weapons. It makes it feel much more oppressive instead of like a fun theme park ride, which the newer Fallout games do, like 76. It's not supposed to be like that easy breezy, infinite ammo, just shoot everything in sight. It's supposed to be an apocalyptic game similar to something like Metro, and I feel like this does a good job of representing that. But you can just get simple combat overhauls, and that makes a huge difference in Bethesda games because they aren't usually balanced that well. But the same thing with Starfield and its tweaks. I will be doing more Starfield mods eventually, but just small gameplay tweaks that changes the damage output actually means a lot to me, and it makes the game much more immersive, and then I can actually take the storylines a little bit more seriously if I'm much more immersed in the game. Now this one is an absolute godsend, okay, especially if you're playing on survival, and you can say that this kind of breaks immersion, and it breaks the survival gameplay loop because you have to stay in a bed to save. But honestly, it's just so much more immersive. Every enemy is so dangerous now, so you really have to think about each encounter. And for example, when I was exploring the Super Duper Mart, it's now pitch black because of the new lighting system. and just a few hits from a ghoul will kill you. So when you've cleared it out, when all the enemies are gone, then you can, pull out a workbench and just set up like a little campsite, just a sleeping bag and a fire, and then camp there overnight. It's such a cool immersive experience, and you still do need the resources, and I highly recommend that because that really changed my game and how I approached Fallout 4, and it actually made me love Fallout 4. Nakey Jakey and other YouTubers have talked about that, how modding can really transform gaming, and I honestly think that's going to be the next big trend for gaming, is actually allowing their players to mod games in the future. Just look how it's kept, Fallout alive after all of this time. People are still interested. So to me, that's just so good. But of course, your playstyle might be different, but that's what I recommend, because for me, these are the best Fallout 4 mods in 2024. And the good thing about modding Fallout 4 in 2024, or modding any game now in 2024, just mods in 2024 in general have just become so much easier to digest. Like, you can mod on console now, Fallout mods on Xbox is a thing. You can do it easily on PC by like having these easy install packs using Vortex. You can just download it as a pack and you've got all of these mods bundled together, or it's very easy to do now with these built-in systems. And it's honestly, great, and I hope more people get into it because it's not difficult or niche like it used to be, and I think people should really give it a try if you are trying to relive that magic and you want to go back to these older games, because honestly, let's look at AAA gaming. Nothing amazing has been catching my eye this year so far. Last year was pretty good, but we are in the middle of a gaming crash, like the Great Depression for games. So honestly, I would recommend you look into this. But these are some of the most popular ones, like the Armor Smith Extended, the unofficial patch, of course, for full dialogue, like I talked about. True Storms is a good overhaul if you're not looking to recreate the older Fallout games and you just want more immersive weathers and, hearing the thunder when you're indoors and outdoors and stuff like that. It's just very immersive. I think that's pretty good. If you're into building, Place Everywhere is also good. Texture overhauls, if you like the sim aspect of Fallout 4, you can do that. If you want darker nights without overhauling the whole visuals, you can do that. There are just so many different mods now for Fallout 4. Tweaking absolutely everything. You can make scopes absolutely see-through. Again, change the whole textures if you want that, or change the weather and the climate overhaul again. Like I said, there's tons of different ones you can do. Get backpacks, that's one that I downloaded actually, which I thought was pretty good. Changing the lighting system. But honestly, what you really need to make Fallout 4 a next-gen experience, let me tell you. The main thing that you really need to make Fallout 4 next-gen and feel like a next-gen game for 2024, to play Fallout 4 in 2024 with the best mods, a slight graphics overhaul with textures and lighting. It can be simple, like I just talked about, one of those pre-installed packs, or you can just download a separate texture pack and a simple lighting overhaul, or just darker nights that makes the game so much more scary. And then you just need gameplay tweaks, something that overhauls damage. Perhaps you want the radiation to be more deadly, so tweak the radiation so it's more deadly for you outside, or you have to wear a gas mask. Simple things like that, making the combat more engaging or the AI more smart. You only really need like 10 to 20 mods to really make this a proper good game, in my opinion, and it's very easy to do now. So those are the best Fallout 4 mods in 2024. My Fallout 4 modding video, what I like to play with and how I overhauled the game. I do hope you enjoyed this video, just something I wanted to talk about because people seem to be interested in my modding videos, so I'm gonna do more of them because it's obviously something I know what I'm talking about for the most part, even though a lot of my modded games are kind of broken, I'll be honest. I hope you enjoyed this video, but don't worry, I'm still covering a whole wide range of gaming topics on this channel. Now make sure you do subscribe, otherwise Todd Howard will appear right behind you, or under your bed, or hiding in the closet. Whenever you think you're alone, Todd Howard will be watching. So you might as well subscribe.
Okie dokie.